So welcome back. Today we're going to spend our time on the categories themselves and their subcategories. And one of the things I want you to keep in mind is that they're all based on your well-being. So as you start to build out your trampoline, just remind yourself that if you just had one person holding up that trampoline, it would be awfully difficult, virtually impossible for them to do it. So as you're building out your personal trust community, I want you to really think about the people in your life that are part of holding you up on that trampoline, supporting you and hold you accountable. And it's multiple people, not just one. In my own experience working with other leaders and myself, when I look at my own, there is a tendency to have one person play multiple roles across the categories. That's okay. I would just suggest that it's a lot and it's a heavy burden for one person to do that. So again, okay to have a certain person in multiple roles, that's fine, but please don't have that person be the only one holding up that trampoline. So keep that visual in mind. Before we get into writing names down, just a reminder, there are 5 categories: emotional, intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual. And underneath those 5 are 3 subcategories, of which we're going to start with the most important one, which is the inner circle. So let's begin. All right, we're going to begin with the emotional category. So what is the category of emotion? It's the people in your life that when you have some exciting news that you want to share, who are they or who is that person? And on the flip side of that is if you have someone in your life when things are not going well that you reach out to, who is that person or who are those people? Example in my life would be when I want to share some exciting news, it's my wife. So this isn't all black and white either, by the way. There is multiple people you can have in this particular category. In fact, someone I worked with had their financial advisor in their emotional category. All right, as you write down this first batch of names, remember these are your inner circle people. These are the 1, 2, 3 people that you know today you could pick up the phone and call immediately, and they would be there to help you. Let's begin. Who do I go to for emotional support? All right, the next category is intellectual. I think the intellectual piece is really, really important as you're heading towards your North Star because you're going to run into situations where you need expertise, subject matter expertise to help you get to the next level. And that's what you're trying to think about. Who are those people or who's that person that you would go to stimulate you intellectually to help you continue to pursue towards the North Star? For me, I'm involved with Vistage. There are 700 other people that do the same kind of work I do. And so when I'm stuck, I look for the person or people within the Vistage community that have that subject matter expertise to help me overcome the obstacle I'm facing to keep me moving towards my North Star. I've got a mentee who's got a great business. She's done a terrific job in the business, and she's got a real clear vision where she wants to go. But the area that she has struggled in is sales. And so she reached out to me for help, and then we connected with someone who has sales subject matter expertise that she can hire as part of her team to allow her to continue to move towards her North Star. So again, very simply, who are the people that stimulate you intellectually to help you continue to push towards that North Star and keep you centered? That's how you want to think about this. Who do I go to for intellectual support? All right, the next category is around your physical well-being. And physical well-being is super important because it allows you to keep regulated as you're going through life's ups and downs. In my case, on the physical side of it, for example, I'm training for a marathon. I clearly have been active my whole life, but I don't have the expertise to make sure that I'm training properly through that. So I have someone in my life who's a trust community member of mine who has been helping me navigate my ups and downs and fears and concerns around training for a marathon. That's one example. And for all of you out there, you could take a simple step of who are the people that you take a walk with, you go hiking with, might want to go kayaking with, any kind of activity or movement with your body, whatever those activities are. If you know who those people are, this is who you want to have in this particular piece of your personal trust community. This is also a category that candidly, because a lot of the people in your personal trust community are high performing, this might be an overlap from other categories also. Who do I go to for physical support? All right, let's talk about the social category next. Social are those people that you just enjoy being around and they just lift you up whenever you're with them. As you're going through this, you may find yourself in a category or two saying, boy, this is really hard. I'm not sure who that person is. And for me, social was that category. For me, my best friend from college has been by far my best friend and someone that I care deeply about, and I believe he feels the same way. That is the person who I would identify in my social category. And one of the things about the social category, and the reason I was so focused on it, is all the studies talk so much about the importance of well-being is being connected to people socially. And so I really, really want you to spend some time on this one because this has long-term implications to your well-being. Who do I go to for social support? The last category is spiritual. And this can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Yeah, so an example from my life would be Father John. I've known Father John since 4th grade. I've admired him as an athlete and also as a person of faith. And Father John is someone I can absolutely have a conversation about anything and everything around the spiritual nature of my life. And he is in my personal trust community. So even though I'm not actively involved in the church, Father John is absolutely the spiritual center for me as it relates to my personal trust community. Other examples of this could be someone you speak to about astrology. It could be someone you have philosophical conversations about in this particular topic of spirituality. So there are multiple ways to think about this particular category, and I encourage you to go deep. Think about it. Who do I go to for spiritual support? Next up is the outer circle. And these are people that as you think about achieving your North Star, you really believe they could help you. You're just not that close to them yet. You don't have that tight of a relationship yet. So you're going to have to do some work with them. But that's the outer circle. For example, I have someone I was mentoring who had his best friend from college who they had a personal relationship with, but he had never explored the opportunity to say, boy, I think he would be the one person I would like to have in my inner circle who could definitely help me get to my North Star. But he had never considered him that way. Those are the kind of people you want to have in your outer circle. Who would I like to go to for emotional support in the future? Who would I like to go to for intellectual support in the future? Who would I like to go to for physical support in the future? Who would I like to go to for social support in the future? Who would I like to go to for spiritual support in the future? As the final exercise here, I have one more subcategory, and that's related to inspirational and aspirational people. These are people that you will likely be inspired by. So for example, in my life, I love Brene Brown. I think she brings an enormous amount of value to me in terms of inspiring me to think about my own well-being. And so just try to find those kind of people in your life. It can be a book, can be podcasts, can be documentaries, it could be a speaker you listen to or an event you attend to. For me, this subcategory is super important. I would say when you look at people that are inspirational or aspirational, what you're going to learn is that they went after their North Star and they bumped into all kinds of challenges along the way, and they also had people helping them get there to their North Star. Hearing other people's stories and their challenges on their journey allows you to realize you're not alone. That even the greatest go through the same challenge you're going to go through, but they never ever give up on the North Star. So those are the kind of people and topics you want to pay attention to as you're building out this aspirational and inspirational group of people. Who or where do I go to for emotional inspiration? Who or where do I go to for intellectual inspiration? Who or where do I go to for physical inspiration? Who or where do I go to for social inspiration? Who or where do I go to for spiritual inspiration? Okay, with all these exercises, this is all up to you. You're making the choices and the decisions and how you want to build this out. No different on this here. There's just a couple things that I would share as I went through and put my list together that could be helpful for you as you do yours. Number one is competency. Take a look at people that truly have the expertise you're looking for so that you get the progress you need to head to your North Star. Two, really important, probably the most important one that I found is demeanor. There are often people that are really, really skilled and have the competency, but the way they come at solving it doesn't fit you really well. So think about the kind of person you really want and the way they give feedback or give you perspective as you think about that. All right, the last one to keep in mind is availability. And they're going to be people that you want to reach out to that you know from a relationship you already have with them that they are not available. They're too busy, they have too much going on. So I would put them in your outer circle. And maybe over time they can move into your inner circle. Because you value their competency and demeanor to get you to that North Star, so you don't want to leave them out. But putting them in the outer circle allows you to still keep them in your mindset that over time maybe they will be available and can start to be part of that trampoline to take you to North Star. One of the things you're going to learn as you go down this road to your North Star, there's going to be things that are going to crop up, either potential opportunities you weren't thinking about. You're going to move faster than you thought. You're moving slower than you thought. There's going to be a lot of different things that you can't plan for. And so by having people in your outer circle that you can bring into the inner circle, and think of it like the trampoline got heavier, it got higher, you need different competencies, you have different challenges in front of you. So it's really, really important to make sure that that outer circle continues to expand. You want to keep looking for people that you can learn from, you can grow from, and can help you get to that North Star. So be on the lookout for people as you head down your journey towards the North Star. All right, we've arrived at the end. Congratulations. I hope by now you're super excited, but you're also probably a little scared because it seems so daunting. What I want you to do is to take a pause, take a deep breath, and lay everything out we've done. From the beginning when you laid out your own story, to the North Star, to the self-worth exercises we had you do, to your personal trust community. All these aspects, I want you to lay it all out. And I want you to go through it and reflect and say, is this my best work? Is this exactly how I feel? Are these the people I really want to get connected to get to my North Star? I would offer that it may require you to take a walk, take a nap, whatever it is that allows you to relax. It may take you 2 or 3 cuts to really get this right. That's okay. When I say take time, I mean take time. For some people, it's 3 days, it's a week, whatever it is, just really get the clarity you need. Because here's the cool thing. Once you have all that, the next module we're going to go do is to really help you crystallize that story so that when you do reach out and ask for help, you're going to get it and you're going to start moving towards the North Star, which is the exciting part of all this. See you in the next video.